Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Tuesday, August 14th, 2012. There's a lot to cover. Let's jump right into the charts here. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see that futures are trading up by about 3 points at the moment to around 1405 and a half, 1405 and a quarter. So futures are getting a little bit of a bid. That usually means that the US dollar index is trading lower, and that is the case this morning. You'll see the dollar is trading uh, down about 7 cents at the moment on the US dollar index futures. This is the U contract. So when the dollar dips a little bit, the market gets a little bit of a bid. That's kind of the way it still works. Maybe one day this relationship will decouple, but right now it is very well intact. So again, we'll have to watch this market very closely today. But futures off to a positive start here, up $3 at the moment, and markets are holding steady from what I can tell. A few different things going on in the European markets this morning. One, it looks like Greece was able to hold a debt sale. Basically, they were able to sell some bonds. It was really short-term paper. I think it was 13-week notes. But in any case, they were able to push out, I believe, 4 billion euro worth of the paper. And I believe the yield is around 4.4%. So we'll see how that plays out. But nonetheless, um, Greece able to move a little bit of paper. I'm not sure you want to make a big deal out of this. Ultimately, Greece has a lot of problems, and I think it will come back to roost very, very soon. There also was some German GDP that was released earlier. Looks like German GDP rose 0.2%. It's better than expected, I guess. French GDP was also out, and I think that was also 0.1%. But again, I can't make much out of this stuff. It's all about how much money the central banks can inflate the markets with, and that's really what it comes down to. This morning, all the European markets are holding up fairly well this morning. German DAX is up about 0.9%. And then you have Italy and Spain both trading higher. Spain is up by about 0.25%, and Italy's up by about 0.6%. So we're not going to make too much out of it. But nonetheless, the markets are holding up fine. Last night, pretty big rally in the Hang Seng. They were up 1%. But however, the Shanghai index, which is mainland China, only up 0.3%. And the night before it fell about 1.5%. So Chinese ADRs, still keep them on your radar. They could be susceptible to declines if the U.S. markets start to fall to here. So just keep that on your watch list. If the U.S. markets start to default, watch Chinese ADRs. I think they're real susceptible to declines at these levels. All right, let's take a look at some. Let's take a look at oil and gold, then we'll look at stocks in the news. First, we do have oil up today. The dollar's down, so oil's getting a bid. Looks like spot crude, or light sweet crude, I should say, is up about 55 cents at the moment to 93.28 a barrel on light sweet crude. Let's take a look at the USO. You'll see the USO is basically flat, so not a big deal there. But crude's hanging in there pretty well, and as long as the dollar goes down, crude can trade higher. I don't see a lot of upside in crude here, but nonetheless, if that dollar starts to weaken, crude will trade higher, and that's what you have to watch for. Right now, USO is trading at 34.66. Let's take a look at gold right now. Gold is trading up $3 on spot to 16.16 an ounce. Let's take a look at the GLD. GLD yesterday closed at $156 a share. Today it's trading right around 156.54. So again, little uptick for gold on that weaker dollar. If the dollar gets a bid though, you can expect gold to trade a little bit lower. Gold did have a pretty decent sell-off yesterday into the close, finishing down into that 156 level on the GLD. So we'll see how this plays out. But again, it's a dollar story, and the dollar will dictate all these moves and all of these different names at the moment. Let's take a look at some stocks in the news today. Groupon, ticker symbol GRPN. Everybody knows it. Everybody's favorite coupon through the internet. Right now, stock is just getting annihilated. Yesterday, it closed at $7.55. It's trading right now at $5.82. I don't know if there's a lot here. Maybe the stock gets a little bit of a bid at $5. We don't have a lot of data to work off of, but this is a new all-time low for Groupon, so be very, very careful. I suppose it could find a little support at 5 just because 5 is a big round number where if it trades below that, it no longer becomes marginable for most traders. So 5 could be some support, but honestly, there's really no reason to own this thing. Ultimately, it looks like it wants to go down even lower. I'd be very careful if you want to nibble on Groupon, even at $5. It's still a high risk trade, and it's not for the layman. So once again, just realize this stock looks like it wants to go lower. Not a pretty chart, and really it has downside to $3 ultimately. All right, let's take a look at Home Depot. Home Depot is also in the news today. You can see the stock gapped up pretty nicely this morning. Has been fading in the pre-market. Right now, trading at 23 and a quarter. The stock looks fine. If it can get above, 54.28, the stock has upside to around 55.75. After that, I mean, it's really sky's the limit for Home Depot. There's really no big resistance. Let me find some other levels here from what my vantage point is. I'll find another little level here. I think this would be right too. You watch $56.84, and then it's really up to $60. So Home Depot right now, if it does trade, it's got to get above the 54.28 level. Then it has a shot to get to 55.75. 56.84 would be next, and then $60. But a decent little move for Home Depot. I mean, it's definitely been one of the stronger names, especially throughout 2012. So again, Home Depot holding in there. We'll see where it trades. Right now, it's at 53.33. It's not a big deal at the moment. But if it does trade up, and if it does trade down, the stock has support of $50 initially. Breaks through there, then traders are gonna have to look at $48 and then all the way down to 46.50. So keep those levels on watch. Let's take a look at Michael Kors. Everybody knows the fashion designer here. This stock hasn't been around all that much, but nonetheless, it's been one of the better IPOs. Today, the stock's gapping up decently. It's trading right around the 47.53 level. It looks overbought at this level, but it's a pretty strong gap up, so we can't rule out a move a little bit higher. The big resistance on this thing obviously would be right around the $50.50 level. So that's where you're gonna Michael Kors could find some resistance. After that, the stock is basically free to run higher. So then it would be 55, and then ultimately 57.50 around that vicinity. But nonetheless, it's a strong gap up, so respect it a little bit. But like I said, first real big resistance should be around $50.50, but it's holding up well, and it's a strong gap. Let's take a look at Estee Lauder. This is one I think we could gauge here. This one has been around a long time, so it's a decent little gap up this morning. Stock traded up to 59 in the pre-market. 59.63 is very good resistance, and then you're going to have 61.70. Both levels probably could be faded, so watch that. 59.63, 61.70. After that, it's 65.64, but I don't see that happening today. But watch that 59.63 and 61.70. Both could be pullback levels. Let's take a look at Dick's Sporting Goods. DKS is the ticker symbol. Stock's getting hit a little bit today. Closed yesterday at $50.55. Today it's trading at $49.60. You can see it down here. I got some levels for this on the downside. I think traders should watch $46.30. That would be first. Then the next level would be $43.27. And then after that, it would be $40.59. So those are your three levels for Dick's Sporting Goods. May see some small bounces there. The gap is a pretty strong gap, believe it or not. It was a bullish chart pattern on the daily chart, and now it looks like it's going to open up on the weaker side. So we'll see how it plays out, but nonetheless, keep those levels on watch. They could be bounce levels. That's about it for today. That's all I have. We'll leave it here, and we'll see how the market plays out. There is some economic data being released at the moment. You can see futures are getting a little bit of a bid here. So we'll see how the market holds up today. But right now, market's looking okay. I don't really see any real problems with it. But it does look like we have some economic data, so you're getting a little bit of a spike here at 8:30. All right, we'll leave it there, everybody. Have a great trading day. We'll see you all on the charts tomorrow. Take care, everyone.